and welcome to Prime Debate. Liberal, progressive, open. Do we even understand what these mean? It takes a maniac anywhere to assault a woman, but what does it say about a society where the victimized woman is first put through the scanner and not the accused? For all of Chandigarh's openness, can a woman safely venture out alone for a night out without attracting trouble? Why are there such different standards for men and women, a young boy and a young girl?
If you're a woman, drawing attention is all too easy. So easy that you would have to try not to draw attention. Sometime after the heady 20s, you realize there's a line separating the men from the women, that the two actually live in two different time zones, and what is harmless in your world is considered licentious in theirs. A drink to fix your nerves becomes a come-hither message, and if you care for an occasional smoke, you're a certified harlot, available to anyone who fancies you. But that labeling needn't really come with the use of intoxicants. You just have to waver from the established code of conduct just a bit. Your domestic environment may be rocky, or you could just happen to trust someone from the opposite sex, not directly related to you. You could be coming home late. Anything could lead the moral brigade to judge you, and once you're judged, you will also be punished. That punishment could be rape, molestation, slanderous gossip, or even a situation where you're taken advantage of and left alone to nurse your wounds. But if you dare to react, the scornful explanation would be, "Hey, but you asked for it." Liberal, quite.
Well, to discuss this, we have in our studios Rajesh Gill, a sociologist, Atul Kapoor, social activist, Garima Singh, Additional Commissioner, Income Tax, Chandigarh, and Supreet, founder of Chandigarh Adventure Treks and Sports. Well, thank you all for being with us in the studio. And ma'am, if I begin with you, and I'm going to go back to a story. You must have read a couple of weeks ago in West Bengal. There was this woman. She was at a nightclub out. She was 37 years old. She had teenage children, and then there was this whole story that she was raped at gunpoint. Now that aside, of course, the rape and assault and whatever happened to her and her courage to go to the police and whatever, all that aside, you have the chief minister of that state, Mamata Banerjee, and you look at her and you feel that, that okay, she'll give us hope, she's the woman, and you kind of relate in a particular way. And she turns around and also says that, oh, she just faked this whole story. What does it really say?
It always matters who is reacting. A common layman would react a very different way, even though she's a woman, but she's a chief minister first. So therefore, as a politician, as a political leader, the statement, the person would weigh the statement, react in a particular manner, and it has to be a political statement, because it's a law and order problem, and in West Bengal, where the woman is the chief minister, such things shouldn't happen. So therefore, any other person also, if you read the newspaper, it would depend what's your standpoint. Who are you? A man reads it and reacts. Now, coming from Mamata Banerjee, of course, it's a little astonishing and shocking. Maybe people who are leading the political scene in India at that age and that stage, for them, maybe that a woman coming out of a pub with a traditional, you look at such a woman from a traditional mindset, and that's why you are reacting like that. But it's not a law and order problem. It's much more, it's much deeper than that. And it is very general, even in Chandigarh for that matter. A woman not necessarily coming from a pub, but even if she goes alone to watch a movie or from a restaurant, the very fact that at 11 o'clock she is moving alone, people are bound to take her as a loose character, as somebody abnormal who can be taken for a ride. It's very natural. So therefore, I think unless our political leaders become role models and they change definitions, especially women leaders, things are not going to change.
Because when you look at the status of a woman coming from a woman, the one part is power. Now power, whether it transcends gender, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. That could be one. But the other point is that when a woman also takes that stand, it is...
when you're making this statement, you're not making the statement as a woman, but as a chief minister.
So Atul, would you agree that it's transcending gender here? Because you are in power, it doesn't really matter whether you're a man or a woman.
If you're in power, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Actually, what ma'am said is, I agree with that partially, but the thing is that Mamata Banerjee, as a woman, as a person, as a human being, has her own opinion, and as a chief minister should have her own opinion. So that's how it should be. If she thinks that way as a woman, it's okay. If she thinks that's a way as a chief minister, it's a different issue.
Right. Well, let's leave Mamata Banerjee aside, but let's get back to the topic. Now, Garima, if you look at, do you need sensitization somewhere? Like ma'am very correctly said, a woman is, walking around alone at any given point, like especially late evening, late night, you're by yourself. You can't freely do it, especially in Chandigarh or in this part. Calcutta maybe still, it's still very progressive. But maybe here, would you walk out alone and watch a movie?
I think if we just talk about Chandigarh, maybe yes. Because
you'll have to talk as an individual and not because...
No, absolutely. See, because I have been in Punjab most of my career. So I think Chandigarh will be one of the safest places where one can think of going out at night and for a movie or whatever. But the issue is much beyond Chandigarh.
No, but don't you feel that, like ma'am again had said, that you look, you're branded. Oh, she's loose character. That is also, yes.
But what I feel, that's not the real issue. See, being branded or not being branded doesn't make anybody safe or unsafe. The issue is much broader than that. That's a very petty issue, whether you're being branded or not. And we're just talking about a handful of women who have the freedom of going out that late at night. So most of I would say the population of the country is living in villages, in smaller towns, where this is not important. Whether one can go out for a movie or one would be branded or not. It's that whether she can step out of the house for much more important things. Maybe she has to go and bring water at 4 o'clock in the morning. So the question, I think, it should be more focused on that, whether our country...
So, okay, is it safe for a woman per se? Is that what you're trying to say? Even for basic necessities, is it safe?
Yeah. So, there is a big change that initially, I would say 30 years back, it was safer. Things have been worse, and I think a problem here is that it is unsafe anywhere, as we were discussing.
It's unsafe anywhere?
In my opinion, if I reflect back at what the conversation that is going on, I work late. I go home maybe at 2 o'clock also at home. I go home at 11 o'clock at night also. And in all honesty, I don't feel unsafe when I'm in the office or in my car. But yes, I will not stop at the red traffic lights after 10 o'clock at night, even in Chandigarh, though I feel it is a very safe place. It's a very decent place to live in. I would not do the same, for example, in Ludhiana or in Jalandhar. I will not do that.
No, but even here, like when you're going, we all work late. Yeah. We do go home, we have late hours. But when you're driving out, like you said, you do not stop at a red light. So is there an insecurity?
Yes, there is an insecurity because you don't know who's going to pull up next. Maybe because I've been followed a couple of times beyond 10 o'clock at night. So it's a self-check which has kicked in.
Whenever we talk about safety of women, especially at late evenings, we are focusing only on those women who have cars, because in which I always feel that safety is an issue for those women who have to travel in the public transport, in the buses, in the trains, in rickshaws. They have to walk down the lane, the roads, and how safe are they? When are we going to address this issue? The kind of trauma they have to face. For instance, the girls at the lower rung, for instance, working as clerks in some private offices or in the call centers or in the STD booths, in the shops, in the industrial area. I always wonder when they go back at 7, at 8, in the buses, they have to walk down, they have to wait at the bus stop, they have to go in the rickshaw. The kind of safety issue they confront is totally different, and they are not safe at all.
I think of course now we've gone on to the safety angle of the woman, but you tell me the way you would look at it, of course, because from the time these issues start from, I would say, because of sensitization, starts from your home when you're born.
When you're born, when a girl is 8 years old, you're taught you're different. When she's 7 years, 8 years old, you sit properly, you do this properly, do that properly. That's not done.
Yeah.
See, for boys it's okay. If a boy is moving without a shirt on at 7 years of age, it's okay. For a girl, it's not okay. And that's not good. We be taught to be equal from the home, not outside. Outside, nobody is going to teach you.
Yeah. So these double standards, yes, Supriya?
Yes.
What I want to say is that the day we come to realize that before we are a man or a woman, before we are, a Hindu or a Sikh or no matter what religion or cultural background, that the basic thing is that we are all human beings at the end of the day. We all go through the similar emotions. And till we come to realize that, till we come to value life, till we come to value others who are around us, this change will not happen. And it's big time, it's high time that it did. We started, as Atul has pointed out, we need to bring our children up with these values. That just because it's a woman, she is not supposed to be made to sit at home. She can go out and work, and she can go out, might as well, and have a good time.
We already are at an era where a lot of women are going out and working.
Yes, but is it actually happening? Are they going out because they have no other way out, because they have to earn a living, or are they going out of their own will? And there are so many veiled answers which we are not really looking at. We just look at what is on the onset, we just read the headlines, and we don't go beyond those.
And you were talking about the values being taught at home.
Yes.
It's very important how we socialize, and it's very normal, a boy, parents sitting, with their children and, asking the boy, asking the son, how about your girlfriend? And then he can relate at ease how he teased a girl and all that kind of a talk. And the daughter, when she steps in, the argument undergoes a change. You don't expect that kind of a talk from her. You never ask the girl, how many boyfriends you have.
Not at all.
So therefore, it's not that you also start talking to the girl, to the daughter also on those lines. But what is important is that you have to tell your sons also that every girl, every person has his or her human rights. And as so long as the person responds you positively, it's fine. That's not teasing. You can make friends. But the moment the other person says the girl resists you, you have no right to interrupt. You have no right to intrude into her privacy. This is what we have to teach our sons from a very beginning. And I think we Punjabis need to learn this
the most than anybody else. Well, I'm going to take a very short break at this point, but we'll continue after this break.